cook on the fish is exceptional. Sauce, off the charts. That needs to be bottled and sold online.
First up, we have a veal chop. This is served with fried Brussels sprouts and fried zucchini. The sauce is an avocado crema.
A lot of same color going on here, just a sort of bad execution. And I'm not too sure if I want to see everything on that dish fried.
The veal itself looks like the breadcrumbs are falling off, but it's also overcooked. And then the avocado crema, I mean, if you didn't say it was avocado, I don't think I'd be able to identify it.
I think this was clearly my worst day. They hated pretty much everything on that plate. There was no saving grace. I'm hoping that Flar's screw-up will outweigh my screw-up.
Next up, we have a spot prawn with a cabbage slaw and a salmon roe aioli.
It looks terrible. What happened?
The time got the best of the chef today, and unfortunately, I had to toss the dish onto the platform.
I didn't even subconsciously realize that the platform was there. Like, I was in the zone a little bit too much at that point.
There's some pieces that actually didn't even make it onto the plate. They're still on the platform.
Yeah, presentation aside, because obviously it's a little haphazard, the frying here is done really, really well.
The cook on the shrimp is really beautiful, succulent, and amazing.
Love the batter, crisp, delicious, and great pick. What a shame.
I feel horrible. That plate was beautiful, and I know I showed a lot of technique and did a lot.
Oh boy, I expected a lot more from the top floor. It's not good.
I'm just a bit disappointed altogether.
Up to the middle level.
Please, well, can I just say visually, middle level, it actually looks like it's the top level.
I have to agree. Beautiful, vibrant freshness and colors.
All right, we'll start right here. This is a whole fried red snapper with beautiful herbaceous green sauce, caviar, and herb salad.
Was it fried in a wok? What was it?
This was dunked in the deep fryer.
There's a beautiful richness and crispiness coming from this fish.
The cook on the fish is exceptional. Sauce, off the charts. That needs to be bottled and sold online. It's bloody good.
It's beautiful.
Oh my God, I cannot believe it.
This is my red snapper redemption.
Okay, over here we have a squid pakora with another luscious green sauce, some tomatoes, Brussels sprouts.
It tastes delicious. The batter's crisp. Very hard to get that right with the squids.
This is exciting to eat. There's texture, there's crunch. Delicious.
Okay, look at this rainbow.
Okay, so we have a crispy spot prawn with bok choy, yuzu tubiko, and a peanut butter beurre blanc.
Oh, what, sorry?
Like a satay.
Wow, okay.
I mean, visually, what a stunning dish. An amazing way to showcase a spot prawn.
Peanut butter, it doesn't really need that sort of cloyiness, especially got something sweet and vibrant, but it's cooked beautifully.
I don't think I did enough to get to the top today, which is very frustrating because I've been in the middle kitchen for like the last 3 straight rounds. I feel like a gold miner that's just been hacking away. I'm still trying to break that threshold.
All right, lastly, we have a cornflake-coated pork loin with a summer succotash.
Before we dig in, there's a weird cut on the end here, like someone's taken a bite.
Of course, Chef Ramsay, you've noticed that.
My palate is searching for some sort of moisture.
The pork is dry. That needs to be pounded out and sort of kissed in the pan for like 30 seconds. Cornflakes are somewhat burnt. There's no excuse at this stage of the competition. For a shame.
I'm really, really mad at myself for doing that, and I think it's gonna cost me.
This is a citrus tart with a tropical fruit marmalade, if you will, and then some whipped chantilly cream.
Visually, it looks sort of pedestrian. The tart is way undercooked.
It's a bit confusing how this dish is intended to be enjoyed. It's a bit compartmentalized. Just make one beautiful tart shell.
Yeah, this one's tough because the concept is here. The curd is delicious, just not together as a beautiful dish. Okay, over here we have a chocolate cake with a raspberry cremo, fresh fruit, and a little bit of raspberry coulis as well.
Visually, it looks nice.
When there's a sauce like this, I want to be able to enjoy that sauce. Nice little puddle to really ensure that we can actually go in there and taste that.
I think the only thing I want to see is a little bit more depth, a bit thicker, a bit more confidence in the cook here. It's a shame.
I think a deeper pan would help create those layers and depth of flavor so it's more moist.
It's tastier than the dish looked.
Shall we move to the middle?
Please.
Nice, please. What do we have?
First up, we have the buñuelo, a fried choux pastry and also baked as well. This is filled with a coconut crema with a wild berry sauce.
Visually, it looks beautiful. It's like a sort of dessert trolley in a top 5-star hotel. I just want to say the cook inside that choux pastry is absolutely spot on.
The choux pastry here is superb.
I'm so happy to be able to represent my culture and show the world what I could do.
Next up, we have a chocolate cake. This is garnished with fresh berries with some texture coming from candied pecans. There's freshness coming from the berries. Nothing's over sweet or cloying.
This is a chocolate cake that's just fudgy enough and not too dense.
The actual hero, the cake, is just off the charts.
Oh my God, I pulled it off.
Next up, we have a coconut tart. This is garnished with kabocha squash and candied kumquats and pineapple.
The eye-catching moment for me is just the thinness of that pastry. It is a wafer thin, but cooked beautifully, and that shows great skill. Beautiful.
Kabocha squash has a lovely sweetness that plays really nicely with the coconut.
Beautiful.
I could kick a door down right now with how happy I am. And on a pastry day, no less. This is me letting everyone know that I'm still here and I'm still very much in this game to win it.
All three of these dishes, personally, some of the best food I've tasted in this competition. Should we move to the top floor?
Yes.
Let's start with cornmeal cake. This is done with a puree of peaches, and then there's a creme patisserie and the peach puree around the outside.
I love the height on it. It looks fantastic.
I love the structure of this. Really impressed.
Yeah, I love the idea of cornbread as a cake base. There's just a little too much of it, right? It's not soaked, and there's not enough cream to sort of match the dryness of the corn.
Yeah, there's a sort of gritty texture that's happening in my palate, but it's not unpleasant.
When you start tasting that, it does need a soaking because it's heavy, that corn, right? Yeah, it's a shame.
I'm so disappointed. I know how to bake a cake. I don't want my last impression here to be the mistakes that I've made today.
First up, we have a venison. This is roasted, and it has a crispy oyster, finished with glazed carrots and red pepper.
I mean, it's a tough grab, that venison and oyster. Odd combination. Let's see how it tastes, shall we? Venison, you know, it's quite rare, but it's melting in my mouth. So that's cooked beautifully.
Oh, yeah. Like, I'll keep playing that back in my head. The venison has melted in my mouth.
However, oysters feel a little bit sort of strange. So it's a bit of a strange combination. Is it good enough? I'm uncertain yet.
Yeah, the venison and the vegetables, really, really nice fall dish. The oyster's not connecting to the dish.
Damn it, I thought I did so well. I'm hoping I've done enough, but at this point, all of the dishes will be amazing. So I know it's very little room for error.
So next up, we have a veal chop with a tuna belly. This is served with a spicy tomato sauce in the center and charred cabbage leaves with a corn and carrot succotash.
It almost looks like a sort of salad of tuna. I hope it tastes better than it looks.
Ooh, this sucks. This is not what I was expecting to hear. I can feel my heart drop to my stomach. I do not want to go home.
It does feel disjointed. It's just the tuna and the veal, and then even the vegetables sort of just are tossed together on this plate.
The veal's slightly dry. Tuna's delicious. We're stuck halfway, unfortunately.
I just wish it looked more of a cohesive plate.
Shall we move to the dishes in the middle floor? This is a New York strip served with a salt and pepper squid on top. Carrots are sautéed in bacon fat. Potatoes sautéed also in the bacon fat, and a beautiful little demi.
Visually, this looks like a modern version of a surf and turf.
Deep fried squid looks phenomenal.
Please, again.
The squid is really a great co-star here to the roasted meat. You're getting that salt and pepper flavor. This is cohesive.
I get pronounced beef flavor. I get amazing texture coming from the crispiness of the squid. When I think about a reimagined surf and turf, this is it.
I'm happy for this individual because it's cooked beautifully and it's properly thought out. Good job.
I have to keep a straight face, but I'm like inside, I'm like,
Over here, we have a roasted lamb with a crispy prawn and a prawn bordelaise with some roasted carrots. The bone marrow is worked into the sauce as well, so there's a lot of sauce work going on here.
Lamb rack and shrimp. I haven't seen that before on a surf and turf.
Lamb and prawns, in this case, it does work.
The sweetness from the shrimp complements the lamb and that gaminess. Really beautiful. A flavor profile that actually I've never experienced.
Lamb's cooked beautifully. Let's get that absolutely clear. Bordelaise sauce, exceptional. Here we go!
That's how my brain works, just pulling random flavors together. That's my superpower as a chef.
Over here, we have rolled ribeye with a scuba dive scallop, corn and potato chowder, the carrots and some Swiss chard.
Visually, I'm not too sure if I'm getting an appetizer and entree in one. I need to see if that works, serving a soup and a ribeye at the same time. So frustratingly, the ribeye is drowned by the overwhelming creaminess of the chowder. What a shame.
First up, we have a trip to Hawaii by way of Louisiana. There is red beans and rice and a banana leaf steamed mahi-mahi. This chef actually used the blood sausage from Louisiana in the red beans and rice as well.
Tough combination.
There's just so much riding on one plate. I just want it so bad. I want it really bad.
That makes a very bold move. So many components to this dish, it's really technical. Mahi-mahi, so unforgiving because there's no fat. That is such a tough fish. That is just moist, flavoursome, next level cooking.
Yeah, I mean, I love what this chef did here with seafood, pork product, and rice.
This is, for me, a beautiful showcase of how to balance ingredients from one place, techniques from another. Great job. Next up, we have a trip to Massachusetts by way of New Mexico. This is a blue corn taco, celebrating the cod with a pepper sauce and a crispy bacon over top.
Visually, the homemade tortilla looks slightly odd. Shall we?
I'm going up against 4 professional chefs, and I have to trust that what got me here is what will keep me here.
Tortilla is delicious. Let's get that absolutely right. Love the pepper sauce.
I would have loved to seen the cod maybe presented in a different way.
Totally. I think the cod is cooked beautifully, but my palate is searching for some variation in texture.
All right, moving over here to the middle floor, we have Florida and Washington State. We have a crispy skinned salmon with a beet pesto and some of those wild mushrooms, onions, and pickled kumquats, citrus from Florida.
Yeah, this is art. Salmon's nailed beautifully. Let's get that absolutely clear, okay? But what you never do is stick a cream sauce alongside that. Oily fish, oily pesto, and fat.
For me, the fish is cooked absolutely perfection.
Yeah, I mean, all the elements, maybe they're a little fatty, but they are delicious.
I get it, the creamy part of it might have been a little too much, but life likes to always test me. I know that. And I have a feeling that life is definitely about to test me one last time before I get into the finals.
Okay, so over here we have Colorado by way of Wisconsin. And we have a Colorado rack of lamb with some roasted fingerling potatoes, corn, tomato, and green pepper succotash.
Lamb delicious. Let's get that absolutely clear.
Everything's really good about this dish. I do wish there was just more flavor from some of the other ingredients that might have been in that box to really wake this dish up.
I think the potatoes are a little undercooked, but other than that, great job.
My lamb's cooked beautifully, but I just hope it's enough.
Shall we move to the top floor? We know who's up there. It's Tucker. First grab was Texas. Second grab was the Californian box. So we have a bone-in ribeye topped with a beautiful fine basil puree, fresh pickled peaches, And then this little red wine reduction.
The sauce in the beef looks fantastic.
Peach is bringing a beautiful acidity and brightness.
I love this dish. I think the cook on the ribeye is just second to none.
Yeah, steak is cooked really, really well, but peaches next to beef, it is an odd pairing.
Shall we?
Let's do it.
So this tomahawk was selected by Chris. The potatoes are roasted with some beautiful roasted tomatoes and mushrooms as well.
Absolutely huge accomplishment to cook such a formidable piece of protein in such a short amount of time.
Let's see how it tastes.
The steak is cooked to absolute perfection. It's just really pleasurable to eat.
Perfectly cooked. The fat is melting. It's rustic, but it's delicious.
It's seared beautifully. It's cooked with such finesse. I knew that was a big risk, but it paid off. I just want more green on there. That's the only bit. And I am taking you to task. Good job.
This is it. This is what it all came down to. All the experiences the last 10 years, my ups, my downs, my lefts, my rights. I'm feeling very proud of myself.
Next, Tucker's dish. This was a pork chop. It was cooked on the bone, beautiful sautéed mushrooms and a truffle sauce.
Really beautiful, an amazing gloss on the sauce here.
It's eye-catching because that fat is caramelized. Dive in, please.
I'm really just crossing every spare finger and toe. My entire future is now riding on this one bite.
That asparagus with the aioli and the pork, a lovely richness that aioli brings. Overall, really cohesive and well-balanced.
Flavor, everything works. Pork is cooked perfectly. Tasty dish.
The cook of the pork is beautiful. I love the truffle and the acidity and that aioli. It doesn't really need these little dices of potato because you sort of lose the crispiness of them, but it's a good dish, really good dish.
I am just really happy that they loved it.
Third dish, this was cooked by Pilar. It's a filet mignon. Rubbed in a beautiful spice. That's sat on a bed of a really nice, rich mashed potatoes finished with a port wine sauce.
It looks so classic, so iconic, if you will.
$250,000 on the line. This would be life-changing for me and my daughter. And I left it all out there on that plate.
I'm wanting more of that spice, that Cajun essence that I've been seeing throughout the progression of your menu. But other than that, I mean, impeccable cook on the filet.
I mean, what's not to love about this dish? The potatoes are velvety and smooth and silky.
Cooked with utter finesse. Beautifully done.
It feels good. I just hoped I did enough today to be next level chef.
Chris, Tucker, Pilar, regardless of what the outcome is, all three of you should be incredibly proud because the performance has been nothing short of perfection.